And we're back with some more Schedule 1. And it's after curfew. And today we're going to learn how to cook. This is the warehouse. Warehouse is it's located over here in the town. But this is where you gain access to all the good stuff. Namely, this guy over here is basically your average doomsday prepper. Machete, frying pan, baseball, revolver. We need to be a Hustler level 3 to just get a revolver? Revolver cylinder contains 6 rounds for the revolver. Okay. 1911 handgun, a true American classic. Then we've got 7-round magazine, short barrel pump, and 12-gauge shotgun. Well, it hopefully we'll be making money and I'm not worried about distributing violence just yet. For you. You know what? Doesn't make a difference. The main important bit is we've got this guy over here, Oscar. According to our need to cook quest over here on the left-hand side, we need to purchase a chemistry station from Oscar, which is down here. We also need to purchase a lab oven, which is there. And then we need to purchase acid and phosphorus. Now, we have 8 pseudo, so we're just going to grab 8 acid. And then we're just going to grab 8 phosphorus. And with the 8 pseudo we already bought ages ago, that should hopefully be only 2.6 grand. Okay then. Cook liquid meth at chemistry station. Can we deploy stuff here? No, we don't own it. Well, you know, that makes sense. Right, now all we have to do is get to our little building without getting caught. Okay, here we are. Stash and dash. Oh, Greg, you live in... I'd offer you something for free, but you got that teardrop tattoo that normally indicates you've killed someone. Alright, all this stuff's gonna have to go, I think. We're gonna make this a meth-only location. A lab oven. Right, that looks about... You know what, close the door. Turn on the lights. Save the game! Liquid meth. Methamphetamine in liquid form. Using a drying oven to bake into solid form. We need 1 acid, 1 pseudo, 1 phosphorus. Acid, phosphorus, and pseudo. And maybe we should start with 1. Just otherwise it's going to take... Can you do it? There you go. Combine ingredients in beaker. Oh, yep. We're phosphorus. Oh, whoopsie. Stir mixture. Lower boiling flask. Okay. Pour mixture into boiling flask. You gotta be kidding me. This feels not at all criminal. Fine, whatever, go over there. Raise boiling flask above burner. Start burner. Okay. That it? That takes 8 hours? 8. Oh, 8 minutes in real time. Oh, okay. Probably should have cooked more at once. We're gonna need a bin in here as well. Damn it. Never thought to buy a bin. Okay, it's finally done. Give us the output. Liquid meth, pour. Methamphetamine in liquid form. Use a drying oven to bake into a solid form. 1 second, I want to begin the next batch. Yeah, begin. We'll check these all. So could we only do this 1 batch at a time? This is going to be really slow then. Perfect. Cooking in progress there. Then, over here, lab. Place cookable item in ingredient slot. Methamphetamines in liquid form. Use a drying oven to bake into solid form. Okay. Open oven door. For the love of... Okay, close oven door. Cook. Take 6 minutes. Right. We're gonna need a lot more. Actually, no. We've also bought ourselves a fancy new mixing station. We are going to go ham on this. We're going to turn this meth into super meth, if at all possible. Depending. I've also found a calculator that will allow us to make better mixing decisions. Still have not found a bin, though. We'll get around to that in a minute. And ding. Okay, ready to collect. Radio. Yeah. I know this bit. I've seen Breaking Bad. What the? Use hammer to break the product. Right. Ooh, it's 10 pieces. I thought this was only going to give us 1. Okay, if that gives us 10 pieces, then we have another 7 of those left. That's another 70 pieces. You know what? Mixing station. We're going to put in the meth, and then we're going to go over here, and we've used an online calculator to figure out what's the best way to combine these things. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use some banana. Yeah. Actually, you know what? 1 banana should be fine. Actually, we might have to use 10. 10 banana, 10 meth. Begin. Oh, this is so much better. The last machine, we had to actually manually put stuff in. 24 seconds remaining. Excellent. The rest of the bananas can go back. And then next thing up, we're going to want the... Definitely not Coca-Cola. It's actually Coke. Completely different. This stuff's almost done. And what do we get? Banana McLovin. Gives you gingeritis. Market value 84. The market value of 84 so far. We're going to take that. And we're going to stick it back in. And we're going to combine it with the Coke. So, and you have to do this in order, it seems. Thank God for the calculator. Otherwise, this would have been a horrible mismatch of things. Alright, meth cooking. Next up, it's... Ooh, oh, for the love... The names that come up with this. It's now worth 116. Which, yes, that is good. Then we're going to stick it back in, and we're going to combine it with paracetamol. Jeez. Okay, begin. Next up, and then while that's going on, we're going to do the oven. This should be fairly straightforward. Okay, mixing station. What do you got? Shiny Death. 118 market value. Okay, but the final pièce de résistance. We're going to give it motor oil. Yeah, just to give it that lovely flavor. Begin. Yeah, this should be done shortly. And then, oh, we're going to need a packing station. I'll go pick up a new packing station as well. This guy, Oscar, at the warehouse has an advanced packing station. We're going to upgrade. We're splurging. Can't build our drug empire if we're going to be inefficient about things. Anyway, yeah, let's head back. It turns out it's just easier to go the semi-shorter, longer way around. We just go around the cops. The cops are all over there. You can see the question mark. Nope, nope, nope. And then we just cut across here, go behind the taco shack, and that brings us right back to Stash and Dash. Which brings us right back to our freshly completed meth. Let's see, what do you got? Tokyo Groll, worth 179. This means every piece of this we sell gives us a profit of 166 if the calculator's right. Now, there's other things you could do. You could start putting on like 7, 8 ingredients and really going ham on this. I'm just not that bothered. That seems like a lot of effort. 4 ingredients seems good. Alright, let's check out this new packing station. We're going to put the Tokyo Groll in there. Packaging. Back. Drop. Rotate conveyor. Oh! That's cool. Right. That's perfect. That actually makes things a lot simpler. Yeah, let's start churning this stuff out. Right now, though, our dealers are absolutely stocked to the gills. Benji's got 100 weed and Molly's got 91. Be a while before they go through that backlog. But that's fine. In fact, we might want to just move on the next day. It's going to take them so long to clear their inventory. We're probably going to want to spend a couple of days just, well, cooking as much of this good stuff as we can. And I think we're going to expand out the lab a bit. We're going to need a lot more production. A little bit of scaling up was necessary. We've now got 2 cook stations, 2 ovens. We're still with 1 mixer, though. We can actually mix this stuff fast enough, and we've stockpiled a bunch of the necessary ingredients. We're going to cook up, well, a whole bunch of this Tokyo Groll, and we're going to have it all ready to go. we just want to get a bit of a backlog in, and then we want to see about automating this a little bit. So I think this is going to be slow no matter what way we do it. And there we go, a fresh batch straight into the packing machine. After a hard night's cook, we got a lot of Tokyo gruel going on. That is ridiculous. That's 60 Tokyo gruel there and another 20 there. So we got 80 of this stuff up. We can make more if we want, but we're not going to. Oh, and I got to finish up the garbage. I actually got to get that garbage collection tool. I think it makes this easier. I just have never got around to buying one because I'm too lazy. Case of laziness making your life harder. Okay, enough. Plan here, very simple. We got to wait until both of our dealers shoot through their backlog. So Benji and Molly here are going to not be dealing in this, well, not for a while. We're just going to stockpile more of it. In fact, we may make even more benches to just make more. We need to be able to turn that stuff out at a ridiculous rate. It's not quite as fast as the weed production. That is just way quicker and cheaper to get started on. And I don't want to say it's actually more labor intensive in a lot of ways. All right, let's skip forward to the morning. Nice. 5 grand. Dealer earnings 5 grand, player earnings 2 grand, and product sold 22 slimy. Peddler level 3. That gives us access to the Mega Bean. Peddler level 4 gives us access to the chili. Okay, we might actually be able to make some new recipes now. Quick look at the calculator tells me we can get our meth up to 177 in profit. Sell price of 195. Slightly different recipe, but who cares? But the first things first, we have a business we need to purchase. Someday I'll clean up the garbage around here, but the someday is not today. Hey, Beth. Would you like some meth? Sure. Coolaboo. That's not exactly cool to be honest, but it does give us a chunk of change. I am good with that. Alright, let's hope our dealers do a good sale agreement. A bunch of sales today as well. We're going to need as much cash as we possibly can, especially if we want to expand out. I originally thought these things were for making money. I think they're actually just for laundering money. And as well as that, I thought there was, well, or is it deposit? I thought this whole difference between having cash and money in the bank was just pointless. But it turns out, no. The fact that you can only put in 10 grand a week means you're limited. So that's why they give you these money laundering schemes. If you didn't have the difference between cash in some places and... Ooh, purchase a business. Yes, the laundromat. Perfect. That's gonna hurt. Thank you very much. Continue. Go to your new business. Oh, and we're gonna get a bungalow soon. 6 grand. We can get there pretty quick, I'd say. Alright, laundromat. Oh, okie doke. Use the laundering station to start a new laundering operation. Oh, come on. Staff access only. Manage business. Start. Launder. You need at least $10 cash to launder. Okay. So you can launder $2,000 a day here. That's not bad. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. You. 1 Tokyo gruel. I'll pay $225. Yes. Do that in the afternoon. Okay, but we're waiting for those deals to come through. We should probably pop over and start up the next batch of product. Alright, let's see what happens when we give this guy his Tokyo gruel. And he... Oh, Jeebus, it's straight with the pipe. Hasn't turned him crazy, but he's running in sparkling blue. Motivation, I tell you. Oh, finally. So this is where you can sell old buildings that you don't need anymore. Yep, sure, I'll take it. Cheers. Finally got rid of that junk. It's bugging me. You'd like 1 Tokyo gruel. Sure, why not? We'll get it to you right now. Okay, we made a little cash. Let's go back to the laundromat. We would like to launder $100. Is that it? Waiting for laundering operation to complete. That's the laundering operation? Where's the suds? Where's like the windscreen wipers on them? I want to see proper money laundering here. Not this amateur hour stuff. Jeez. Okay, fine. I suppose we did buy a laundromat to launder our money. It seems very appropriate. So both our dealers today have only pulled in about $1 grand a piece. Not a lot. Oh, And we have more meth to work with. We might hold out a little bit before we process it further. Reason being is, well, we don't really need it. We've got plenty of Tokyo gruel stored up. You see, I don't want to fall into the same trap I fell into with the weed, where we basically found new recipes that obliviated the need for the old ones, and then I ended up like having to cycle out the old stuff through our dealers. Instead, we'll keep the stuff just like virgin clean, and then what we'll do is we'll mix it with new stuff depending on what level we're at the when it's time to use it. This thing's pretty quick. It's like 30 seconds for each mix. We can do 4 mixes, or we can just buy multiple mix machines. So I think we're probably going to get a couple more of these stations. Being able to mass produce this stuff really quickly, and then maybe get 2 to 4 mixing stations might be the idea. Actually, no. Let's hire staff. Hire some staff and see what they can do for us. So, back at the warehouse, and up the stairs over here is, well, Igor. Hi, Igor. Igor's the muscle, I think. It seems kind of obvious. Ooh, you get some nice stuff in here, including employees, cleaners, handlers, botanists, chemists. So, hi, Manny. I would like to hire an employee. Give me a chemist. Chemistry station, lab, oven, cauldron, and mixing station. Where do you want to keep them in mind? You'll have to provide a bed for this employee. Oh. Wait. Okay. Storage unit? Yeah, storage unit. There'll be a 1,500 signing fee. The daily wage of 2... You know what? We're a little bit cash shy at the moment. We will come back to you in a bit. Okay, Manny. I want to hire an employee. We went off and hit up all of our dealers. Basically got all the cash out of them. Yeah, we definitely want a chemist. Okay, where do you... Yeah. Okay, I'll get him a bed with sweatshop. That'll be a 1,500 signing fee and employed it. Yeah, deal. Cheers, I'll send the new employer over to property. Now, I'll also give you a clipboard which you can use to manage your employees and equipment. Okay, where's the... Oh, number 9. Right. Huh. This is interesting. Let me have a quick check at some things here. So this took a while to figure out. Alright, this took me longer than it should have to figure out. You click on these guys, and then... Okay, actually, wait. I should probably go through a couple other things first. First thing is you can talk to them and you can send them to new locations, which is good if you're going to transfer them to another property because you sent them to the sweatshop of the Chinese instead of to your actual little storage shed. You can also fire them here. You can ask them why they aren't working. Sorry, boss, I haven't been paid to work today. Yep, that's okay. That's because it's the end of the day as well. We can also trade some items? Weird. But more importantly, under number 9, you can come in here, go up to them, and you can assign them out stations. So we can say, hey, we would like you to work at this station, or this station. That's actually assignment. They're already assigned to this one. So, yeah, there you go. So they're assigned to lab, oven, chemistry station, lab, oven, chemistry station. And you can then tell them where they put the stuff. So you can see that this here is pointing over there. So any product that comes out of that will all get dumped onto that shelf. This guy can only run 4 stations simultaneously. He could also run a mixing station, but to do that we'd have to get him off one of the ovens. I figure we use this one guy to run these 4, and I don't think we can squeeze a second one in here. Oh, and this is his bed. We have to assign out his bed as well. And this is the briefcase where they get paid. Now, best I can figure, they don't work at once it gets late in the day. So what they'll probably do is wake up in the morning, start to cook. Then once the cook is finished, they'll process that cook, and then they'll start the next cook. And then before that cook is finished, it'll probably be the end of the day. That'll be my theory. So they should be able to do 2 cooks on each of these, I think. And this sort of changes up the math of everything a lot. You see, what I was thinking was, we get higher quality stuff, we sell the higher quality stuff, people will buy the same amount, but we get more money. But after today, I realized that they were buying less. Normally they'd buy 2-4 pieces of the weed, but now they're only buying 1 to 2 pieces of the meth. Namely because it's just so expensive, I think. I think they have a set limit to the money, and then I did a bit of Googling, and that seems to be the general consensus. So, it turns out quality is not the be-all, end-all. Turns out its quantity is still king. So, hey, you want something? Follow me, I need to grab something first. Yeah, some people come up to you, we can offer, let's give you some slimy fuel. Yeah, we need to get rid of that, it's taking up space in our inventory. Boop, boop. 74% chance of success. You know what? Make that 78. Done. Enjoy. So, new plan. Anyway, The new plan is this. Pass the days faster. Like, the main way we make money is every day they refresh and our dealers go out and deal. We want to scale up the labs, which means we need to buy more property. I think we need about 6 grand for the bungalow, which is the next step up. At the same time, we're going to need to start laundering money a hell of a lot more. In here, we have already put almost 5 grand through the bank. Oh, we need to save up 6. Yeah, we need to have at least 6 grand, deposit all of it. Actually, wait, I gotta pay some bills first. Right now, we're sleeping back in the motel. The other bed we have is currently assigned to our new chemist. Now, let's see. That's not right. I exited the game and reloaded it, so it probably lost all the stuff. Oh well. We did Peddler IV, which is good, I think. Place cash in chemist locker, all done. Alright. Today, plan is very simple. We are going to buy a bed. Also, where is it? We've put most of our cash into the laundromat to be laundered, and any drug requests we get, I'm going to schedule them all for after curfew. We get a bonus to the cash then, and we can basically make up the stuff during the day. So we can process jugs during the day, and at night we can handle all of that. And since all of our cash is currently tied up in other ventures, I think what we're going to do is buy a bunch of mixers and go around and process some of this meth during the day. And make sure that there's, yep, no one around. Excellent. Sometimes I put up a police blockade there. Hey, and Jesse is taking care of all this mess. Okay, let's see. Meg, what do you need? You want 1 white splooge. Coming up. Yes. Late night. Perfect. Well, we'll see you then. We're going to do that with all of our customers. Also, I've got to buy some more shelving for here. All right. And Jesse actually smashed up both of the groups that were here and put them on the shelf as requested. And now they've started the ovens. They've started a new cook. This is going to be excellent. I wonder how much they can process in a day. I suppose we'll find out very shortly. All right, you. We need to make some more of this, what's it called, white splooge or whatever. There he goes. Yep. What, you don't like being watched? I don't know how... Okay, does he actually cart it over now, or does he move on to the chemistry station? No, he does 2 at a time. When we come back, that shelf should be full. I'd like to stay and watch, but I'm kind of lazy. Oh, he's got 300 in cash in there. You have to keep him paid or he won't work. Also, if we punch him, he works faster, supposedly. Or if he's working too slow, we can punch him. Now, this is the last of the Granddaddy Purple weed we grew. The reason we need to get rid of it is, well, it was just taking up space. It's taking up space. The growing pots, we want to get rid of them, so to get rid of them we had to destroy the soil in them, and to destroy the soil in them we had to grow some crops. Just the way things go. You. Nope, that's too many. Oh well. This thing works pretty good, but you need to kind of get used to it and then mess it up a few times. Yeah, there's... Oh, both batches are now currently there. Then normally what I do is just I free that up and dump them over here. So in this instance... Let's leave them. Let's see if they can get in another batch before the end of their shift. I doubt it. I think they'll only be able to produce 20 from each set of labs. Okay, in the meantime, we have a lot of dealing we're going to have to do tonight, but that's fine. We've got most of it broken up to bits, and you'll see it's all like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. They don't have an amount they buy, they seem to have a budget, which is why we've switched from, well, high quality to high throughput, in a manner of speaking. You know, it'll become clearer as we go. Now I just got to dump all of this terrible stuff on our dealers and let them get rid of it. We don't want to trade that stuff at night. Hold up, hold up. Police curfew's in effect. Jesse here's still working. Damn. Okay, so if he can start another batch, be done by morning? Interesting. Let's give him a watch and see. He's still going. Maybe if he's paid, he just works all through the night. Anyway, too late. We gotta go, yeah, do some dealing. Oh, the reason we're doing all this dealing at night, get a bonus. So the nighttime bonus seems to be the best. You can get an early bonus, but the nighttime one's easier to get, and I'm pretty sure these can never expire. Mainly because the time freezes at a certain point. With all our dealing done, drug dealers talked to and all that, this guy is still running. Like, he won't stop. We could just let him churn that stuff out forever. All we need is someone to do all the mixing and we're sorted. Well, the mixing, though, might be tricky. I think we need a bigger property, so I'm going to start a massive laundering thing at the laundry. Oh, wrong way. We are going to oh, nope. We're going to launder here. Yeah, 2 grand? Yeah, that's the maximum we can do. This is already at maximum laundering capacity. That's what I like to hear. And then that will just magically appear in our bank account. Now, how much money can we stick into an ATM? You know, we'll worry about that later. I think we need about 1 more day. We can buy a bungalow and then we can start stocking it up. Then the day after that, we can hire more people. And then we can really start scaling the sucker up to Jesus. First up, though, I want to place a delivery order for tomorrow. Gas Mart. Yes. We're going to make a bunch of drugs tomorrow. Though, how much can you send us? We would like, say... Can you give us 40 of those? Okay, that's, 4, 8, 12, 16... 160 ingredients for mixing. 20 jars, 20 baggies for our dealing. Destination will be the storage unit. Total order is going to be $1,000. Expensive, but it saves us having to do a bunch of stuff. Ooh, there's even more stuff down here we can order later. Horse semen and iodine. That might be a little time. 6 minutes for that to arrive. We're not sticking around. We're going to go take a nap. Thing is, we don't need to... No one will buy any more until tomorrow. So, tomorrow we start processing more, but until then, we just let it run. We need to, like, move through the days faster, because it's just, we make more money that way. Oh, and I should really trash these tomorrow. Get rid of a lot of them. Actually, we might want to keep 4. We're going to get missions from those guys up on the hill. Dealer earnings 5,500. Only $2,000 for the player? Ooh! Our dealers are actually outdealing us. We need to make sure they get more drugs on them. They should be fine, though. We really stock the gills at them. Full spectrum grow light and a battery available to us. Still no horse semen, though. Deal for the Venzies. Deal with 35 green crack. Oh, come on. I was just about to get rid of this. 8, 16, 24, 36. Fine. We'll get you that. Oh, one other thing I've been advised to do. Grab the best skateboard. Off-road skateboard or golden? Golden, I think it is. Okay, deal. Expensive, but goes its way faster. Ooh, that does have a little bit more welly to it. Excellent. And now, unfortunately, we got to go back over here. Make these guys their freaking. I got rid of all of the resources related to this because I didn't think I needed them anymore. Fine. Fine. Now we just got to buy ourselves a bunch of soil and get ourselves the seeds and this is the delivery van. I like it. And it's got 16 tiles of space. This is going to make cooking much easier. We can just order in the resources or the mixing. These guys over here are pretty good because, well, it takes 8 minutes for them to go through one of each of these, so we only have to stock these very infrequently. So we can do one big run every so often, like every 2-3 days you can do a run for these. But this needs to stock up pretty much every day, which means we can order in a truck and then just sort of feed it directly from the truck. So we want, oh wait, no, gasoline first, then the cook, then that, and we're going to need a bunch more jars in a bit as well. Oh, damn it, I wish I could have kept it around just a tiny tad longer. Never mind. I feel like this focusing on getting to the next day, dealing with everyone at night, all that stuff is working. Our money is going up rapidly, and we're actually laundering a bunch of money as well. Soon we'll be able to buy ourselves another property. Then we can start expanding even more. Surely water drop is ready. Oh yeah, and we keep ordering pseudo and stuff like that to keep everyone topped up. What's the plan for today? Surely your drop is ready. Excellent. It's behind the casino, which is over there, right beside our main storage area. Also, we've ordered a delivery. We're going to do a whole bunch of mixing today. Yeah, kind of got it down to a little bit of a grind. Okay. Yep, still no storage truck there. Delivery truck. It was this one? Yep, perfect. So, this is all we do. We order from her every so often, and I think if we order from her long enough, she'll eventually meet us. At which point we can go, hey, can we just buy like 100 of this stuff right now so we don't have to do this a bunch, like every so often? Oh, come on, right now? Fine, we'll leave it over here. And we gotta go get rid of some of this. Oop, 1 second, maybe space this out a bit just in case we do get unlucky and run into the fuzz along the way. Oh, delivery truck's here. Perfect, we can start mixing. Kind of want to buy a second mixer. Don't have enough money for today, though. First thing we're doing is we're going to do a drop-off for the Benzies family. They want 35 green crack to Highland Manor. That should be fairly easy to achieve. Our bank balance is at 3.4 grand. Oop, that's the police checkpoint. No thanks. We're good. We'll just take the shortcut over here. Nothing to see here, officer. But I believe once we do enough missions for them, it should unlock more stuff or something along those lines. It's gotta be, right? This skateboard? Hell yes. Excellent. Excellent investment. Much faster for getting around the place. Okay, you. 7 of these, I believe, is what you want. Oh, they throw the money. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, messages. You want that? Sure. Everyone gets late night. Every single one of you. In the meantime, we're going to head back to base and we're going to do a bunch of mixing for the rest of the day. Hiring that chemist was the best decision ever. It just makes it so much easier. Oop. Didn't even realize that was something you could do. Whoa. Damn it. Yeah, so they set up random checkpoints during the day. Really messes with you. Another quick day. We just ran through it and that's actually pretty good earnings. Player earnings 2 grand, almost 5 grand from our dealers. Okay, hustle level 1, now available iodine. Does that mean we can start going up to harder drugs yet, or are they going to give us another mission? I feel like we've kind of capped out, like I'm missing something. Like if I look around, we're hit, like our dealers are maxed. Like they're, yeah, 36 white splooge, 22 Tokyo Gruel, 23 slime fuel. That's 18 Granddaddy Purple. Like, they're still trying to get rid of a bunch of old stuff as well. 11 Granddaddy Purple, 50 slime. Actually, maybe if we collect that Granddaddy Purple, they're probably gonna... Guys in the hill are probably gonna want that. You know what? No, it's fine. We have plenty of drugs. In fact, we could probably start making a better variant, but for now, we're just gonna... I don't want to add anything else to the mix. We just have so much of this stuff going on. Oh. Yeah, we order in massive quantities of this. We're laundering a bunch of money through the laundromat, and this should be all done. Yeah, that's another batch of white splooge, and a second batch. We should start processing more. Yes. Okay. Kind of hitting a brick wall here. We have plenty of meth coming through. It's just like, it's flowing. And our dealers are processing it as fast as they can. They get about 1.5, 2 grand a day or something like that. So they've still got, look, like this... Benji here has 71 white splooge in storage. Molly has 76. We could actually dump all the rest of the stuff and they'd still have plenty of junk to sell. I think we're just hitting the hard cap on what's capable of being bought, so I think we just have to keep leveling up. As in get higher and higher levels so we can move on to the next area of the city, so we can unlock more areas to deal to more people to make more money. We're also saving up enough money to buy a new property. Once we get a new property, we can start scaling up even further. Like, see this? They made 5 grand. We only made 2.1. I think if we went with a lower quality product... What would happen is we'd get more buys, because I think what happened is our product might actually be too expensive for a lot of people to buy one. It's literally they can buy one or none. None of them can buy 2. So if we had a smaller denomination that we could sell to them as well, it might work. But yeah, that would require rejigging everything. And I just like the way this thing is set up. It's very efficient to use. And so long as we are going to spend most of our nighttime just running around dealing. But once that's done, we get up in the morning and it's straight through to, yeah, give me all of that. We'll just grab all the white splooge and then we pack it away. And then we start on the next batch and we place an order for more. As in, we go into deliveries, 60 gasoline, 60 kook, 60 Viegor, and 60 megabeans. We could actually get a slightly better build right now in terms of, whatchamacallit, mixing. But that would require us to change out a bunch of stuff. I think I'm just going to stick with this until we get a little bit higher. I don't think we need anything else. In fact, we've got enough jars. In fact, yeah, I think we're good on all fronts. Place order. Now that's 1,200, so it keeps eating into our bank supplies, which is why we keep having to dump money into the laundromat. Yeah. Time to get back to packaging. As you can see, our laundromat is working flat out. We're not going to buy a second laundering item just yet, because I think a second property would be better. It just gives us more storage. Plus, Once you have a second property, we can start investing cash into it in terms of employees and equipment. Whereas this place, I think we're sort of maxed out what we can do here. This place is perfect for having one person cook for you while you do the mixing. This mixing is an amazing value add. I think the plan here would be something along the lines of this. Now, this is my theory right now, may shift as we go along, but you would get a place and cram it full of as many of these chemistry stations and ovens as you could get. That's assuming you don't get coke in the meantime and the whole situation changes up. But what that would mean is every time we can assign one person to run 4 of these, which is 2 outputs, which is about 40 meth a day. And then you get, say, 3 cooks doing that. So that'd be 120 meth a day coming out. And then you would have one guy running 4 mixing stations. Each mixing station would be set to an individual recipe, and they would just run all the meth produced by the other 3 people through it. And then maybe have one hauler or something. I'm not sure. We haven't really gotten around to all of that stuff yet. But I think when it happens, we should be able to scale up rather rapidly. If it isn't the sound of money. That's a 20% bonus to all sales from now on. Alright, how are dealers looking? Benji's got 1,200, Molly's got 13. They're doing quite well, but we've managed to... I think I know what's going on here, what we need to do. So, say Albert here, I finally maxed out their loyalty to us, and now they're ready to just deliver supplies directly to us, meaning we can now go into deliveries, and we could just have them drop off stuff outside our door, which is kind of nice, and as much as we want. Awesome sauce. Now we just have to do the same thing with Shirley here. Shirley here's not quite maxed out, but we're just going to keep buying from her a bunch until eventually she likes us enough that she will also do that. She can also meet up with us now, so we might meet up with her near the, well, tomorrow, and do a whole bunch of buying. Maybe if we buy them one at a time, it'll work. Okay, white splooge, and done. We've got an almost a system going on here. Jesse here pops off all of the resources down this end, so they put in all the meth. And what we do is we combine it with the resources we've collected, namely gasoline, kook, Viegor, and megabean. Then once we've done all the combining, we throw it into large containers, which get stuck here, which means we have 8 containers of that ready to go out. And we're going to have another 8 done shortly in 32 seconds. So I think we'll manage that tomorrow. Oh, for now, what we're going to do is we're going to start setting up for all of our deliveries. We've got, not too many today, actually, and a few dead drops to pick up as well. And this is what I was talking about. One, they're only ever buying one. You can see it on the left there. All of them are just buying one white splooge. It's just a little bit too expensive, I think, for most of them. Oh well, is what it is. Ooh, look, this guy wants 25 meth. 3 days to get it. How much meth we got on hand? Enough. In that case, these are the guys at the top of the hill. They live in a mansion up there. They asshat in the SUV. Hasn't actually shown up that they wanted it. You know, we'll get it tomorrow. In fact, we could probably do that during the day. Alright, level us up again. Come on. Hustler level 1, Hustler level 2. I have access to Addy? Okay, I'm sure that'll make things easier. Alright. Strategy is paying off. We've definitely got lots of cash coming in. The laundromat is working flat out, but we're spending a lot of cash as well. Namely on, well, stockpiling vast quantities of meth. And okay, yeah, like we do order this in quite frequently. But it's okay. It's okay. We process this stuff rather quickly. Now, where is this guy? We need 25 meth. You've got 3 days to get it to us. Drop off at Highland Manor. It's not actually showing up on the left-hand side anymore. Normally it does that. I'm gonna pop over to that guy real quick and just see if if it's bugged out. If it is, that could be a problem. I don't think there's any way to fix it. Okay, you said you wanted 25 meth, but did you actually want it? Eh? I mean, cash is good and all that, but we need some way to get it into the bank. Right now, our bank is actually maxed out. As in, we've deposited all 10 grand we can, and our laundromat is still going flat out as well. Whee! Oh, great. Someone wants one drug. We really need a way to expand. Oh, cops. I mean, at some point, it's gotta, like, give us access to new stuff, right? That's it's only 6 grand. Hustler 2? Not even dare up to Hustler 3 yet. This is taking a while. Back to another day's grind of selling. This has turned into a second job. First things first, though. Gonna buy ourselves another property. We want one. That way we can automate stuff even more, though. Honestly, it's not gonna help. We're already maxing out the amount of money we can bring in. And this skateboard is just awesome sauce. Ooh, perfect. Do we have enough? We should have enough. We want the bungalow. Bigger, can hold 5 staff. Our last place could hold 3, but we had no use for it. Post office costs 10 grand, but that'll allow us to do a lot more money laundering. Yes, I would like to purchase a property, please. The bungalow. Payments are made from your online balance. Outstanding. Excellent. Thank you. We have plenty of product in stock. Jesse, still going hard at it. So let's go visit our new property. It's over here past the motel, I believe. Actually, wait, I think it might be down this way a little bit. Oh. Ooh, didn't know you could do that. Oh, this is the worst way to go. I should not have went this way. Yeah, there's gravel here. Messes with your speed. Okay, I believe it's this one? Is it? No, it's... Yeah, but... Yeah, there we go. We've got a loading bay. Ooh. Roomy. It's got a little table out back. Not so bad. Shelves that don't work. A sink for water. 3 rooms. Oh, yeah. We can really cook here. Like, we can really, really cook. We're going to have to start migrating everything over here or buying new equipment. I think migrating might be the better idea. Also, the ATM just came off cooldown. So for the next week, we can deposit 10 grand. I think we're going to take advantage of that. Looking under contacts, downtown is still available. Docks are still available. Suburbia is unavailable. Basically, while we're working for the cartel, we can't access those places. Interesting. So, it's taken me a while to figure out why I can't progress any further. The reason being is, I'm actually at peace with the cartels. If you go in here and you go under contacts, you can see downtown, region unavailable while working with the cartel. So, then I had to do a bit of Google food. It turns out, this guy here, Thomas Benzie, the guy from the sleazebag in the black SUV, he basically demands stuff from you occasionally, and now we're telling him, we're not working together anymore. Our agreement is off. Calling off the agreement with the Benzies is irreversible. They would immediately become hostile. Send. We're not working together anymore. If you're not working with us, then you're against us. You're going to regret coming to this town. Yes, yes, yes. Grant. Okay, then. Oh, where were we? Yeah. Gotta keep dealing. In the background, we've leveled up really a lot because, well, we didn't realize that leveling up didn't unlock anything else anymore. But what we've got now is a new recipe. We're now currently going with strawberry bud. It takes bananas, kook, horse semen, and mega bean, and it makes a very, very potent, very sellable meth. Since we're going to war, might as well pick up a gun. We'll grab a revolver. Yeah, why not? And we'll contains 6 rounds for the revolver. Perfect. Nope, that's the wrong one. Nice. Well, in that case, with all of that sorted, we need to go spray some graffiti. We gotta annoy the cartel and take over their territory, a piece at a time. So, to take over territory, or to unlock territory, it seems what you can do is, well, spray paint the area. Tag it. Be like, probably draw something good, of course, but, I mean, I could draw better. Actually, no. That's a lie. I couldn't draw better. Yep, that's about as good as it gets. And you can see that the influence at the top there has dropped to 901. We got to drop that 900 down to 300. And once it goes down to 300, they will, well, we'll then be able to trade in that sector. And we're still processing that as fast as we can. Ooh, I should probably start dealing. There's a casino here. Yeah, so our money just kind of went a bit crazy because there's this ride the bus thing. You have to guess the color, red or black. So let's say black. Now we get a by 2 multiplier to what we bet, which was 500. Now we have to guess higher or lower. If we get it right, we go to 3 multipliers. So let's say higher. And now we have to get inside those 2 cards or outside. So we're going to go inside? No, better luck next time. Next. Hey, by 20 multiplier. I'm up to 35. What do we start with again? We made 400. All that effort gave us 400. You know what? We're just gonna let it ride. I'm addicted now. Looks like it's not even about drug dealing anymore. And that puts us up to 40 grand. Yeah, this is too easy. 49,000. Just, okay, a little bit more. All of our gambling paid off. We're up to 50 G's, which should allow us to buy a few things to make our life easier. Namely, actually, first thing we're going to buy is a property that allows us to launder money faster, because the laundry is not going to be able to keep up with that. In fact, we have tapped out the laundry and the ATM. Ooh. Also, skateboard. Yes, I can recommend it wholeheartedly. Go for it. Golden skateboard. Absolutely legendary. Real estate agent. Ooh, barn's actually looking No. We are going to get the post office or the car wash. Huh. Car wash might actually allow us to process more. Also, it seems very appropriate. Give us the car wash. We'll take it. Yes, yeah. Oh, wait, no, we can't. We are not going to buy it because we don't have enough in the bank. Actually, we do. Ooh, I still want a car, though. You know what? We'll take the post office. We want a car today as well. Excellent. Thank you very much. We'd also like to pick up a vehicle while we were here. We're about to move property, so we would like to have something that can carry a lot. There's a van over here. The Viper for 9 grand. We're going to grab that if you don't mind. Yes. I'd like to purchase a vehicle. Viper, 9 grand. We will go for it. Thank you. That basically taps us out, though. Our bank balance down there is down to 1,400. What just happened? Oh, it's over here. So they're just display models. Got it. That actually makes sense. Okay. Yeah, excellent. Lots of storage space. We're going to take you back to the shack, and we are going to move our entire operation over to the bungalow. Oh, actually, wait, no. First, we're going to head to the car wash. I believe... Actually, no, not the car wash. The post office. Where did we leave it? It was over here somewhere. Ah, yes. Here we go. The post office. A bastion of... whatever. Wait. Is this the post office? This is the post office, and here we go. So, launder 4 grand? That's all? So we can do 6 grand every 12 hours, 24 hours. Oof, that's not a lot. It's going to take a while to get everything processed. Where do we leave the van? Damn it, I know I parked it around here somewhere. Perfect. Buddy, yeah, we're going to be shutting this down shortly. We'll just take out all the ingredients. And then they can't continue to cook after that. Now that's a van for cooking right there. Nice. That's a lot of meth. We're going to move everyone over to the... or we're going to get more employees as well. We're going to move everyone over to the bungalow. We've got enough cash to sort this out. Downsides at the moment is we're trying to take over an area. You see, they've changed the mechanics, or... It used to be you just get access to territories as you leveled up, but now what we have to do is we have to capture this territory over here. I mean, it's full of our people right now. We're trading there, but we have to drive down their ranking, which is kind of weird. For example, that's Westville over there, and its current ranking is 850 of 1,000. We have to get it down to 300, and that will unlock downtown. And that gets us into downtown. The problem is what you normally do is you unlock an area, then you recruit all the customers, and as you recruit the customer, it drives down the level of... Oh, God, no. We're not going that way. It drives down the level of the cartel who actually own the place, and once you drive it down low enough, you basically take it over. The problem we face is we've already recruited everyone. And we need to... Where the hell are we? Ooh, nope. So we'll have to go the other route. Normally we just go off-road, but slightly different in this van. But it still saves us a whole bunch of trips. That's a police vehicle. We do not want to crash into that. Hey, buddy. We made it. Alright, let's start stacking this place up. In fact, shelves are the first thing probably that we want to put in. Okay, we're going to quickly set up this guy. This time I can do it hopefully at speed. have to assign a locker to this guy. Locker is actually bed. So, yeah, bed assigned. This is his suitcase right here, and then what you do is you open it up and you stick in money. It costs 300 a day to keep him running, so we'll just stick in 900 because you'll probably forget about them at some point where you miss a day or two. Nope, wait, nope. Then you go back in here, you hit manage, and we want to assign workstations to him. So, we want you to work this science station, and then we want you to work this lab oven. And next up, science station, then... Oop, damn it, missed one. Missed that button. You're supposed to keep clicking that. Okay, where is it? Over there. Yeah, done. Alright, so that's all locked in. Now all we have to do is manage the lab ovens. We want to give you a destination. So you need to go over to there. Perfect. And then this lab oven, you are going to need a destination as well, and you need to go to there. So that means that the chemist will take all of those and basically dump them into this shelf. Then what we'll do is, once they're in this shelf, we'll notice they're there. And we'll start the processing on them. We'll move them to higher up shelf. Probably this one? Yeah, we'll take out this and we'll put it back here. This is just random junk storage. So, in order, this is where the fresh stuff goes. This is the supplies, so the pseudo, the acid, the sulfur, or the whatever, all the stuff that goes into making the meth goes in this shelf. This is random assortment of junk. This is where the stuff goes while we wait to mix it. Then this is the large storage, and then over here, oh yeah, this is where we left our inventory while we were doing all of this. Ooh, what time is it? Damn it, I missed midnight. You know what, we'll cover midnight tomorrow. It's an important time of day around here. But we need to go around and we need to service our customers. It's very late. We got 3 hours to get them all. Don't need the money, but we would like to keep them happy. To expand out our little operation, we're going to hire a couple of people from this guy. And I think what we're going to want is a couple of chemists. Chemistry station, lab oven, cauldron, and mixing station. Yes, please. I would like you to send them to the bungalow. Yeah, 1600. Yeah, yep, that is perfect. Now, I'm also going to need another chemist. Cleaner, botany, yep. We're going heavy into the chemistry in this section. Down to the bungalow. Yeah, so it goes up by 100 every time you hire someone. And finally, we're going to need a hauler. They can package product, transport items between stations, storage racks, all that thing. That sounds like a good idea. Give me handler? Yeah, handler, packaging, moving items. Perfect. Off to the bungalow you go. And finished. Now, let's head back to base and install all of these. Oh, one thing we forgot to set up. We had to actually specify a recipe on this and put a destination. I had forgotten about that. So now this will produce and dump over there. Now, haven't figured out how to feed these things yet because we've only just got our hands on a hauler. But we might be able to automatically feed them with resources as well. And you... Yeah, you're set up. So we've got 2 chemists now. We can double production. Ooh. The side effects on those drugs are getting... Okay, now you've become a cyclops that radiates electricity. Alright, you guys... Could you not look so suspicious? I mean, you're making this place look like a cookhouse. Come on. Okay, this one's going in because something's processing. You're assigned to these stations. So this guy takes the stuff that's been smelted with bananas and moves it over to this section where it gets smelted with kook. And then you're back to smelting more bananas. Go on. Go on. Finally, yeah. And they'll do the same with that one. We still have to keep stocking them up, though. As in... We need... Oop, more bananas. Or kook. And that guy actually brings over fresh crystal, or meth. He brings the meth over here. Meth goes into this section. We will have to keep filling up the bananas for now. We might be able to automate this later, though. I'm beginning to think this might be a problem. Reason being is just the sheer amount of resources we're going to need to run this. Like, we're going to need 60, 80 bananas a day. Same with the kook, the horse semen, and the mega beans. It's an enormous amount of space and shelving. And we're going to need multiple Might be just simpler to make lots and lots of meth. What are you doing? Is this working? Buddy? Hopefully he's working. You know what? We'll get a distance away. Alright, while that's going on, we should probably stock up on a bunch of stuff. We do have a van. Let's just chuck it full of all the stuff we need for making more meth. Why not? So, earlier, I was talking about the map, or wait, no, contacts, and how we need to get the Westville area influence up. There's only one way to do it, and it's not at all intuitive. It's, in fact, completely unintuitive. But we'll find that out in 7 seconds. First, let's take a frying pan. A drug dealer's about to pop out of this house. Now, normally, he would pop out... There we go. And then we just knocked 50 influence off the guys who own this area. And the reason it's not... The problem is this guy's supposed to come out and deal drugs to all of the people in the area. But we've already taken over this entire area and taken all the people under our wing, so we're feeding them drugs. So this guy doesn't leave his apartment until it's midnight. Once it hits midnight, this guy will pop out for a few seconds, and then we can club him unconscious and knock 50 points off him. Or we could kill him and knock 50 points off their hold on the area. Or we could knock him unconscious to get 50 points off him, and then we kill him. And we knock off 100 points between both of those. And then you can pick him up. 1 second. Just get him out of the way. Doink. Hey, come here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Get in there. No, we need to, like, the leg's not going in quite right. Seriously, get down here. You know what? Close enough. Give me a leaf. And... done. Thank you. So, that is how we're going to eventually take over this entire area. We probably should have saved our graffiti and stuff. Never mind. Some time has passed, and we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot about all the mistakes we made. The main mistakes were this. When it comes to the map, let's say, there's different zones. So this is the central zone, which you start in, and this central zone here is where you get your early starting customers, and there's the dealer for it. Then there's this Westville area, is it called? Yeah, Westville. Now, what you're supposed to do at the start is when that guy comes up in the SUV, you're supposed to tell him to shove it. If you tell the guy in the SUV to shove it, you're immediately at war with them. And then what happens is when you start recruiting customers in this area, it will drive down their support. So currently Westville support is down to 50, but this was really hard. What we had to do to drive down their support was, well, because we'd hired all these people already, and then I burned all the graffiti in other locations. If you check, say, Suburbia, this place has... Oh, actually, both of these places have lost a bunch of support already because I burned graffiti in those areas, which was stupid. What I should have done was take all the graffiti, you have a limited amount of it, and use it all in Westville to drive down the influence there. By the time I figured it out, I'd already burned through the graffiti and there's no way to get it back. So what I had to do was basically every midnight stand outside the door of that drug dealer's house and club them and then stab them. And that knocked off 100 points. So it took a bunch of days. And once we do it one more time, this entire area will be sealed. For now, what can happen is our dealer can keep getting attacked. And when our dealer gets attacked, he can lose product and they can take money and product from him. But so long as the area is completely clean, they can't get attacked as far as I'm aware. So, after you clear out the area, then you move on to the next area and you have to start recruiting customers as normal. And this resulted in a problem. I was getting very low percentage chances to recruit these people with meth. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Testing was required. So, this is a potential new recruit. And it turns out, quality is what matters. It doesn't matter what the drug is, what really matters is the quality of the drug. For example, stacking it up with extra effects does help, I found, like mixing a bunch of things in. But by and large, the most massive bonus is whether it's poor or not. So, for example, White Splooge is poor methamphetamine. That actually has a pretty good chance. That's actually 3 points. We don't need to give them 3. Then we can go up to Strawberry Bud. This is actually standard methamphetamine. Slightly better pseudo went into it. So, 83% chance of success. Then we've got Green Crack, Heavenly Marijuana, Granddaddy Purple. These are 2 weed strains that we made, and then we put them on drying racks. There's all sorts of stuff to improve them. And this goes up to 86% chance and 86. Like both of these, despite being completely different variants with different effects, both of them have the exact same effect on them, namely because of the quality of them. So they... Oh, actually, 83% for the meth, damn. still the weed is better. But the strawberry bud shouldn't be as good, but it is combined with 4 other ingredients. If we combine the weed with better ingredients, it would help. So let's just give him some of this green crack. 86% chance. Oh, before we do that, we can go on the map and we can check under contacts. This guy here is right there. This is Cranky Frank. And the way we gained access to Cranky Frank was first driving down the cartel influence in downtown, which is... Downtown is this area here. So we had to recruit all the people we could from this area. There's a dealer there we haven't actually recruited. So it's like sort of this area through here. And we still actually have a few deals to go down in that area. Once we drove down the liking in that area to 300 points, a little bit under, that opens up the docks, which means we then could recruit Anna. Once we recruited Anna, this unlocks the ability to recruit Lisa Gardner and Cranky Frank. So if we go back out to the map, you can see there's Cranky Frank. Where's Lisa Gardner? Yeah, and there's Lisa Gardner. So it opens up those 2 slots. Then on top of that, if you want to say gain access to this dealer here, you need to get one of their adjacent people. So either Randy, Greg, or Eugene. I know where Eugene lives, so I'm definitely going to focus on them. Once you get them up to friendly, the dealer becomes available to rent or to join your crew. And then you can assign them out a bunch of customers, and then they can take care of an area for you, increasing your passive income. So what we want to do right now is basically make lots of legendary quality weed and go around to every single person we can and try and unlock all of these areas as quickly as we possibly can. And every time we unlock a new person, it drives down the cartel influence by 50. Once the cartel influence is reduced to 300 or less, that will unlock Suburbia. Repeat. Then Uptown. And then once you've got all of those unlocked, we actually drastically increase our potential for income. Right now, what was really bottlenecking us was this was all of our customers in Westville, this was all our customers in Northtown, and that was it. We were capped in how much we could bring in. That's what was killing us. But yeah, before we actually do this, under context, you'll see Cranky. Cranky, you better unlock. Assuming Cranky unlocks, we will gain access to this customer, and this customer immediately on the map. So you are quite vitally important. So we're going to offer you a free sample. We're going to give you some green crack, 86% chance. Come on, Randy. Go for it. That's some good stuff. Excellent. Cranky Frank is now on our list. And then if we go back to contacts, this has now unlocked Genghis, Marco, and Melissa. So if we go back to the map, we've got Genghis, Marco. Where is Melissa? Ah, there's Melissa over by the docks at the top. So now we have 3 other customers we can hit up. But basically, once it hits nighttime, we go through and hit up all of these, and we feed them the bestest weed possible. Oh, and let me have a quick demonstration of how to get the bestest weed possible. This is our little grow area. We basically stuck in faster lights, or better lights, better pots. This stuff produces, I think it's 12 weed per batch. But then we get it and we stick it on the drying racks. Now, because we fertilize it, since we fertilize the stuff, it starts at a higher level. I think it starts at purple. And then once we put it on the drying rack, it stays on here for, I think it's half a day. And then it dries out and becomes heavenly. So right now it's purple quality. Purple quality is premium. But then it goes up to heavenly once you put it through the drying racks. And then if we were willing to mix a bunch of stuff on top of it, we could probably make it even better. But this stuff seems to be the best, cheapest, easiest way to get really good stuff for your... to get people addicted or to start them up. You got 2 story build. I'll pay 500. Cranky Frank. Hey, Cranky Frank's come back for more. Oh, we can't get him again. Sure, Cranky Frank. We'll get you in the morning. Why not? Took a little bit of time, but we have now unlocked just about everyone. There's still 1 person in Suburbia we haven't unlocked, which is Harold, and also 1 dealer. And Uptown, there's 1 person and 1 dealer. But everywhere else, fully unlocked, all the way from Docks to Northtown. All the dealers, all the people. But new mission has come up from Frank. Nope, 1 second. Yeah, sure, we'll get you that. We want the money. Talk to Billy at the chemical plant about buying explosives. Then they want us to dig a tunnel, and basically they want us to blow up this mansion belonging to the cartel. This seems to be the endgame mission. It should also stop them attacking our dealers. They very infrequently attack our dealers, but might as well take care of the problem. So we need to talk to Billy at the chemical plant. You're Javier. Where's Billy? There's a Cayoma chemical plant. That's back near our actual meth lab. So we came all this way for nothing. Never mind, we'll pop over there real quick. Alright, there should be a Billy in here if things are correct. Ah, Billy. Theoretically, if someone needed explosives, could you help us with that? Yes, I guess there's some RDX down at the plant that would definitely get the job done. Continue, although you need some heavy paperwork to get your hands on any of that stuff, unless we could work out a special deal. Let's say 20 grams of white stuff, pure, no additives or shit. Just bring me what you've got. I'll think about it. Okay. That actually works. Okay, so it's locked behind the coke paywall. We can do up some coke real quick. We're gonna need a bunch of seeds, aren't we? Sam, you might have a little bit of a binocular problem there. I need access to the tunnel under Highland Manor. I can do that, but digging holes on other people's properties isn't exactly legal. What sort of a job is going to cost a premium? Let's say 10 grand in cash, and I can get it done for you overnight. Done. Right, that was actually way easier. All right. Ooh, did someone just order 5 stacks of strawberry meth? Damn. Yeah, we will take that. Tobus, you beast. Ooh. That means we can actually carry around some jars for them. That'll save us a bunch of effort. Some of these later areas are just... They got some hungry hippos. I would like to point out that unlocking all of these extra customers has really cranked up the earnings. You've sold a lot of strawberry bud. Well then. Perfect. We're now in Enforcer level 3. Don't care. We need to finish off growing these plants anyway. After growing the cocoa leaves, we basically stuck them on these drying racks. They're actually low quality. I gave them a bit of a booster in terms of yield so we could get more of it. But that makes their quality a little bit lower. But it just means they have to spend an extra 12 hours on the drying racks. So 24 hours from now, they'll all become legendary quality cocoa. Legendary quality cocoa. I don't think we actually need them to be that high level, but I'm willing to wait. Alright, while we're waiting for that, we're just going to do a bunch of dealing and hopefully unlock some more dealers. There's 2 dealers left, and I am pretty confident, well, reasonably confident, by tonight, at least that guy, assuming they've called us, and where's the other one? Ah, this guy. Actually, this guy either. Jerry, so long as he goes up just a little bit more, they'll like us enough that they should give us access to the dealer. That way we'll have dealers in every single location. While waiting for those leaves to dry, I think it's time we bought a larger property. We don't need it. We're actually producing more jugs than we need. We've actually turned them off for a bit. But we should see how the other half lives. We'll just grab the barn. It should honestly be more than enough space. As far as I can tell, there's no need to get too big because, well, there's just not enough demand for the sheer quantity of product you can produce. It's kind of ridiculous. Alright, with that bought, we'll come back to that later. We might have a quick look at moving our gear there, but by and large, it's just waiting for those leaves to dry so we can make some more coke for that guy. Okay, these cocoa leaves are almost dry. Finally. There we go. We got 12 there. We got another 20 over there, and here's some we made earlier for testing purposes. Now, you can only do it in batches of 20, it appears, so we shall begin using this boiling cauldron thing. Pour in a little bit of gasoline, all natural. Chuck in all the cocoa leaves. Oop, there you go. Hit the start button and give it 6 minutes. And then when it's done, we'll have a whole bunch of cocoa paste. Cocoa paste? Then you can go, and you can go, and we'll leave you right out of the way. And then we'll chuck it into the lab. Give it 6 minutes. Okay, cauldron is done. Where's the output? Cocaine base. This goes into the oven, I believe. Yeah, begin. Usual malarkey. Oop, get in there. Okay, all in, close it, cook it, come back in 6 minutes. And then we'll just have to do the second batch. Where do we put those other leaves? Oh, yeah, here. Once the oven pings, we can collect the output. And it seems to be made the same way. So you learn something new every day. I had no idea. That only gives us 10, but that's okay. We can make 10 more because that's exactly what we brought. We have taken the cocaine, and now let's see if Billy is up. Hey, Billy, how you doing? I got what you asked for. There you go. Thanks. Here's your RDX. Right. Let's talk to Stan about turning the RDX compound into a bomb. Stan's he's the guy who the doomsday prepper, the guy with the all the guns and stuff. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Can you wire up some explosives for me? Sure, I can, friend, but I got a little favor to ask in return. You see, I got my supplies in every month through shipment at the docks. But recently some rat keeps nabbing them before they get to me. I see him skulking around the docks at night every now and then. He needs to go. You do that for me and I'll wire up anything you need. Sure. Let me know when it's done. Alright, kill the thief who keeps stealing Stan's supplies. He's often seen at the docks at night. In that case, I only did bring a frying pan with me. Ooh, 1911. You know what? Why not? Give us a couple of mags as well. Oh, does each one take up an inventory slot? Oh, that's terrible. Well, never mind. Let's go grab this guy. You look suspicious. Good evening, sir. I think that was the right guy. He looks super suspicious. Like, I mean, look at those coveralls. Yeah, I think we got him. Okay then, finish the job. Get Stan to turn the RDX into a bomb. And that should be fairly handy. Time at the beep is 8 o'clock, so late at night. Let's go. Oh, Stan. Evening, partner. I dealt with the thief. Excellent. Buddy, you're a lifesaver. Thanks for taking care of that. Now let me hold up my end of the bargain. Hand over the RDX. Wowee, it's some serious stuff, partner. Don't worry. I won't be asking what it's for. Give me 1 second. And there you are. One big-ass bomb. It's a 45-second timer. Make sure you're not anywhere near it when it goes off. Thank you. I should probably go drop back off the shelving at home before we go. It's the fuzz! And I've got a giant bomb on me, and I don't know what happens if I get caught with a bomb. Yeah, we gotta be careful. There are some patrols around, so let's just hold up in here for a few hours till curfew's progressed a bit and all of the patrols have evened out. I think I found the tunnel your man dug. He did this in one night? Holy Jeebus! How much meth was he on? Well, actually no, he was on 20 balls of coke, wasn't he? Yeah. Plant bomb. Oh. Wait for bomb to detonate. No, I think I'm gonna run away. Running away from the large explosive device seems like a smart plan. I can still hear the beeping. Yeah, that sounds... There it is. Now, are we far enough away is the question. You know what? I don't care. See, was it cool people don't look at explosions? And this guy is so cool he's got his eyes closed. Come on. Perfect. Yep. Exactly. I'd forgotten our guy. The freckles. Well then, I think that's the Benzies problem taken care of. Now, what does that do to the map is the question under contacts. Yeah, there's no, there's no listing down here anymore. As in, these are all clear. We shouldn't have to worry about our dealers getting hit up anytime soon. In that case, I should do one last thing. So, this here is what I got up to. Basically, we populated the barn. Now, it's not that complicated. It's actually fairly straightforward. It's the same build, just split in half. Okay, so just say this half of the barn over here has 3 chemists and 2 haulers. The first chemist takes 2 labs, 2 ovens, and that's them maxed out. They just churn through that. The second chemist takes 2 labs, 2 ovens, and then they churn through all that. And the last chemist takes 2 labs, well, sorry, 1 lab, 1 oven, and then 2 mixers. Now, I got rid of going with 4 mixers. 4 mixers was problematic. I'll get into that in a little bit. But basically this means they can run all of that. And then we have 1 hauler. 1 hauler's job is, well, they basically take all of the supplies from this shelf and then they dump it into this lab. And then they take all the supplies from the shelf beside it and dump it into this lab. And all the labs have a dedicated shelf for them. Between all of these shelves, you only have to restock this every 10 days. You'd probably want to restock it every 5 or 6, but you could last up to 10 days without restocking any of them, assuming it starts full. Then we've got this brick press. It makes bricks of meth, so basically you don't need to store them in anything. You can just hand them off to your dealers and it's sorted. You can't trade with them though. You can't give them to customers. It's basically each brick is worth 20 meth, or 4 jars, let's just say. Quite handy. But the big thing is the mixing. I began to realize some things. For example, if you look over here, we have, five of these ovens. What happens is each one of these is going to produce about 30 meth a day. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 150 meth is being produced by this half of the barn. If that goes to a mixer, well, we need 150 Viagra every day. Then we're going to need 150 horse semen after that. That's a lot. So this place actually has 2 loading docks out here. So what we end up doing is every single day, we order 320 Viagra for 1,400. That goes to drop off 1. And then we ordered 320 horse semen. That goes to drop off 2. So the reason for that is that will provide us enough to get us through the entire day, assuming we have both sides of the lab running simultaneously. If we just had one side of the lab running, we can get by with a single van half full of Viagra and horse semen. Actually, you know what? Let's just call them additives, right? Additives. I feel like I'm going to be talking about horse semen way too much otherwise. All right, so this is actually the big bottleneck. You could put on 4 mixers here and really go ham, but the problem is just ordering the stuff in constantly. It really becomes problematic. Just having 2 kind of works, which is why I find that meth is sort of the sweet spot. The way this works in general is something like your weed is about 35 plus. In fact, you can get to Granddaddy Purple, which is 44. Bit of a bonus, but let's just say it's 35-ish for weed. Then it's about 70-ish for meth, which is worth twice as much, basically. And then finally you get cocaine at 150, which is worth roughly twice as much as meth again. Now, you could go with making, say, this Granddaddy Purple, but you'd need to make twice as much to get out the same amount of resources as we currently get in meth. And if we made twice as much weed, then we'd need to feed it twice as much additives to actually double its value, which leads to a bit of a problem, because then we're going to have to order 2 loads every day if we want to use additives. So that would become, that just becomes really a drag. So you end up stop using additives. But if you stopped using additives, your weed is only going to be worth half as much, which means you're going to need to produce 4 times as much. That's where it gets you. So you'd have to produce 4 times as much weed without additives, as opposed to just producing twice as much weed with additives. That's why I kind of prefer the meth section, because this is very scalable. These running 5 people is very handy though, and you can do that in the bungalow. So you could basically do this build inside the bungalow if I had been thinking and knew what I was doing at the time, and then scale it up as you go along. One 5-person crew making meth could feed almost the entire map. Oh, and this actually cuts down on a complication. Now, we've still left the packaging station in here, but because we've got the brick smasher, it doesn't require any inputs. If you want to use the packing station, you need to keep either large storage packs, or you need to keep the little baggies to actually stuff stuff into. So what I've done is this half of the build, which is basically not quite a mirror image, but same sort of thing as the other side. This half here feeds directly into the brick smasher, and this one over here has the option where we can at any point change this over and remove the big press and change it over to the actual packaging station. One of the haulers is set up to take care of that, so either way it would work. Oh, and at the back of the barn, all the beds are located upstairs. Well, all but 2. We have this bed down here, which is R1 for when you take a nap in this location. Then we've got a bunch of random shelving just to hold the bunch of junk we've got lying about the place. We also have some additional random shelving over here just to stockpile a few extra things that we had space left over with when the trucks came in. Which reminds me, have those trucks arrived yet? I think it takes 6 hours. Yes, the supplies have arrived. Excellent. Basically, we just dump out our inventory and grab these. It takes 4 trips to fill everything up. Guys, out of the way. Let me pop along, and we fill up these sections. And then this is the bonus overflow. And then we do the exact same on the other side. We grab all of it and put it over this section. And then we just repeat the same procedure with the other product. And that's it. All you have to do is do this once a day, and the whole system keeps running. And then once every, 3 to 5 days, we do a big run for acid phosphorus. And the high-quality pseudo, I actually go and just call the dealer to meet them, and then drive over in the van and stuff the van full of pseudo. Works pretty well. Now, the vans are gone, and if we wanted, we could order in another batch. But, like I said, it's a once-a-day thing, so it really just frees you up to get whatever you want done during the day. This here is Leo, one of our dealers. We've started subcontracting stuff out because, honestly, it's painful going around to everyone at this point. They made about $6,000 today, but what we do is we just basically give them blocks. So if we give them 2, each one of those is worth 20. So, done. They now have well over 100 just in those blocks alone. We don't really care. As long as they've got 100, it's fine. And then we basically do a quick whip around the map to all of our dealers. We hand them off their stuff, and then we grab our money. And the only place left... I should probably point something out here. Meth quality level is determined entirely by the quality of the Sudafed you use to make it. So at first you'll only have access to low-quality Sudafed until you get up high enough in terms of experience. Then you get pseudo, and then eventually high-quality pseudo. And at first I thought this thing really didn't make much of a difference, but it does give you a bonus. The higher the quality above what the person wants, it actually gives you a 15% bonus for every level above. So let's talk to Peggy here. Complete deal. They have low standards, and they're looking for 3 Granddaddy Ghost. Granddaddy Ghost, though, is premium methamphetamines, which means it's 2 standards above what they want. Where is it? Let me just check. Yeah, normal, premium. Yeah, so it's 2 standards above, which means we'll get a 15% bonus for every level higher than their requirements, which means we'll get a 30% bonus selling them this Granddaddy Ghost. So I want to say 152 according to my calculator, but it's a half, so I think they round up. So we should get a 152 bonus for selling them this stuff. And yeah, 152 for the exceeded quality bonus. That's kind of huge, which makes leveling up and getting access to the higher quality stuff kind of really important. You want more Granddaddy Ghost as well. They have low standards, so again, we'll get another 30% boost. Oh, and of course, we still get the curfew bonus and all that. But the quality boost starts becoming really powerful. Bugger. Geraldine here ordered the low-grade stuff. I wanted to try and test this. They wanted 3 strawberry bud. But unfortunately, they have very low standards, and this stuff, while it's standard, it still means we're going to get about a 30% bonus on top of that. Oh well, more money. Much better. Austin here. They have low standards, which means this standard issue strawberry bud meth will only give us a 15% bonus, which means the curfew bonus is actually better than that. But yeah, it goes to show you getting a higher quality stuff is incredibly essential. So ending the day, we can get a quick grasp of just how much money is coming in. Dealers are now earning 35 grand. That was specifically engineered. We only got 7. In fact, I don't even think I want to do the dealing anymore at all, because we made some strategic choices when it came to assigning out people. When you go to your dealers, you can actually assign them out customers. The problem is you don't know where those customers are. You don't really know anything about them unless you go around and start memorizing names. However, this is the wiki, and it's a list of all of the customers in each of the towns. So there's Northtown, which is your starting area, Westville, Downtown, Docks, Suburbia, and Uptown. Now, let's just go to the top for a second. You notice here in the starting areas, all their standards are low to very low. And then once you get into Westville, low to very low again. But then the moment you jump to Downtown, it's all moderate standards. This means if you try and sell them low-quality drugs, there's a 90% chance you'll be successful and a 10% chance your deal will fail. That's assuming they've called you and they want it. If you give them low-quality stuff and they want moderate, 10% chance of increased chance of failure. It's pretty bad. Then if you go down to the Docks, a lot of moderates again. But then the moment you get into Suburbia and Uptown, all of their standards go too high, which means by the time you get there, you want to be doing high-quality meth, which can be a bit problematic. This here is the rank system in Schedule 1. It's where you start, and this is what you unlock as you go down. So the problem you'll see is, where is it at? Low-quality pseudo unlocked at Hoodlum level 1, which is fine, but that only means it'll work in the starting regions. Once you leave those, it's going to become problematic. So you need to get down as far as this level, Hustler level 3, to unlock regular quality pseudo, which will allow you to break into the next 2 regions. So the first 2 regions, low quality is fine. The next 2 regions, you're going to need the medium quality. And then for the high quality stuff, that's much further down at here. So Bagman. My advice, don't use dealers. Don't hire them. I mean, you can hire them if you want, but don't actually get them to the trading for you. Instead, do all the trading yourself. Do it all at night. Then so long as you're doing that, you'll get the maximum amount of experience. If your dealers do the dealing for you, you only get half the experience, I've been informed. So don't bother. Instead, do all the dealing yourself. Do it at night. It can't expire anyway. And unlock all of the new areas by using weed. If you look over here at Street Rat, you can access to fertilizer. If you are growing weed and you put fertilizer on it, it'll give you high quality weed. Then you can use that to unlock the people in the new areas by giving them free samples, and that free samples will unlock them. Then you can feed them normal quality meth. They'll have a 10% chance that they'll stop the deal, but you don't care. That still means 90% of the time you make the cash. And that will quickly get you up to the level where you can get high quality pseudo. Don't overproduce your meth. That's where I made a mistake. I ended up with lots of huge backlogs of meth that I didn't need. Instead, just produce as much as you need and then turn it off when you don't need it anymore. Later on, you are going to want to use the drug dealers because you don't want to be going around yourself all the time. So what I did is I just use this as a list, and I got the dealer from Uptown, and I basically just started at the bottom and worked my way up, selecting all of them. And if there was any names after, so all of these by the most amount. And another thing to note: if you say assign this guy to all the high standards people, and then you give him medium or low quality meth, he will sell nothing. No one will ask. He won't be able to sell anything. He has to have at least high quality product to give them, or they will not buy it from him. So there's another reason not to use dealers. You're better off just cracking them open yourself by using high quality weed and then feeding them medium quality meth until you get to the level where you can use high quality stuff. Alright, couple of extra things. One, you can get into cocaine production, and that'll allow you to make legendary qualities, or heavily quality, the highest quality, even better than meth. Meth can only go up to just the second highest standard because of the way the pseudo works. But you can do the coke, but it just seems that by the time you get there, you're going to be churning in so much money, you do not care. It literally gets to that point. There is a few money sinks. The real estate agent here eventually frees up Highland Manor. Basically, it gets rebuilt, and you can then buy it. It can hold 12 people and has 3 docking locations. So it's actually a pretty sweet area, but it costs $250,000. In fact, we should probably pick up the taco ticklers just so that we can do more cash recycling. At this point, your cash is coming in so fast, you can't recycle it or can't clean it fast enough. So taco ticklers can launder $8,000. The laundromat 2, the car wash 6, and one of them's missing. The post office, that should be able to do $4,000. The mistakes I made were many and varied. The first one was I didn't start unlocking areas fast enough. I immediately should have went into unlocking things. We only had access to Northtown and Westville, and then I spent a bunch of money basically making a large meth lab that was completely unnecessary and produced far too much for the area we were covering. Small meth lab to start, expand it as you go along. Do not buy the storage shed place. Instead, go straight for the bungalow. The bungalow costs $6,000. The storage shed costs $4,000. Or it's $2,000 more for the bungalow. Might as well save up and get it, and then you can put in basically one of these little meth lab bills can fit in there. So you can fit in 5 meth labs, a couple of mixers, and done. Then you will have more than enough meth to feed about 80 to 90% of the map. And you only have one loading dock, but you only need that to fill up the additives. Easy peasy. 2, don't use any of the dealers. Do it all yourself so you get the maximum experience and money. Don't stockpile too much drugs, because then when you get the new higher quality pseudo, you're going to have a massive backlog, which is pointless. The moment you get new stuff, churn it out. If at any point you want to stop the production of stuff, just in one day go around and take all the money out of the beds. Why is there a bed there as well? Huh. Oh. Never mind. You can just take all the money out, or if you want to put money in, you just shift and left click. That way, the next day, they will stop working, and you're not being charged anything, and you're not wasting any resources. So at some point, we're producing way more than we need right now. We'll either shut off half the lab by basically turning off all the one group, or we can shut off both sides of the lab if we've got such a stockpile we don't even care anymore. Because these guys are all an expense. And the less expenses you have, then the more money you have to put into, well, laundering. One other thing, another reason you don't want to do too many additives, costs money. Money that has to come out of your bank balance. So if you're spending $2,000 every day on additives, then you're going to need some way of recycling that, which means you need an entire post office just to be able to feed into your additives. At which point you're not really saving any money in the bank account to buy other stuff like property. So really invest early on in getting your hands on the post office, the laundromat, all that stuff that can actually allow you to launder money. So, all in all, was this a fun game? Yeah, I put too many hours into it, but it's not like you're going to end up with this disappointing feeling at the end. It's not bad. It's just a case of, well, we've got this massive drug empire producing stuff. We've got all this space we can expand into, but this literally provides more than enough drugs for the entire town. We don't need to go bigger than this. We could squeeze more money out of the town by just switching over to coke, cranking up the quality all the way to max, and get an extra 15% out of everyone. But even then, I'm just not bothered. This is more than... I'm pretty much, like, after this last deal, I'm probably not going to even deal anymore on the grounds that we can make enough money from our dealers already that it has to go all the way into laundering. We're actually making more money than we can launder, and we've nothing else to spend it on anymore. Anyway, Schedule 1. Was it fun? Yes. $20. I mean, for a small one-guy team, yeah, bit of good crack. Anyway, I'm going to cut this out here. I hope you enjoyed. Good luck.